Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to West Burlington High School in West Burlington, Iowa, as TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, is across the river. We went to the dark side. We're in Iowa tonight. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Bob Bowen is alongside. Bob, you and I talked the other night for about 45 minutes. That's all we've communicated. But anybody from West Burlington and probably Burlington recognized your name anyway. So I brought the big guns out for this one.
That would depend on who you talk to, Dwayne. But just want to say, really glad that you've made the trip to, we'd prefer not to call it the dark side, but we're very happy to have TSSR here in West Burlington tonight, providing excellent coverage for this interesting matchup we've got tonight between the Greyhounds and the Falcons.
Yeah, you know, and this rivalry is a rivalry. Even if they haven't played a ton throughout the years, or if they play every year, if they play 4 times a year, you guys are so close together in proximity, and Burlington is such a big community in comparison to the West Burlington School District especially. It's kind of likens for people back home, Macomb and any county school in McDonough County, Bushnell or West Prairie. West Burlington relishes, I would imagine, any time that they can play and beat Burlington, don't they?
Yeah, it has certainly a certain incentive. I just thought I'd mention, just for people, particularly maybe some of your Illinois listeners who aren't familiar with the Burlington and West Burlington communities, a lot of people I know confuse, and they think West Burlington is the second high school to Burlington.
It is not.
West Burlington. It's not. In fact, they proudly proclaim themselves to be the independent school district of West Burlington. So West Burlington's a relatively small school district, 2A in Iowa. Of course, Burlington is a 4A school, which is the largest classification. So just to kind of set the stage a little bit for that, that's the way the two districts line up.
West Burlington comes in undefeated on the season, just off picking up a SEIC championship in their crossover games. This team is a very, very good West Burlington team, and they have at least one, maybe 2 or 3 kids that have D1 aspirations on the squad.
Yes, and legitimately so. And they're still relatively young. There's one senior who will, of course, the key player. We'll talk more about Brady Martin as the game progresses. Other than that, they're all underclassmen, and you're going to enjoy watching them. I've, of course, watched and followed them all year, and the best description I have of them is that they're just fun. They play an up-tempo style. They press. They run with the ball. They shoot threes. The first weakness that most people would observe when they take a look at the West Burlington team is a lack of height. They have 1'6'3", one player listed as 6'3", Aiden Figueroa, and that's all. Everyone else is 6 feet or under. But surprisingly enough, they more than hold their own on the boards just because of their athletic ability. They're just tough kids, and they won't get whipped on the boards very often.
And as you can see, the starting lineups being announced. First for the Burlington Greyhounds, who are wearing black and gray tonight, which I did not anticipate. No. I figured it'd be purple tonight.
Yeah. But black seems to be the go-to for a lot of.
And the lights go down and the crowd goes wild here at West Burlington. A good crowd on hand, and that's to be expected. We'll let you hear the starting lineups tonight.
There'll be a little bit yet, Dwayne. They have a little video board.
For anybody who doesn't doesn't think this is a rivalry, you weren't listening to the start of this one. You could hear the Burlington student section, I think it was, chanting overrated, and I would imagine that they're fixing to find out whether they are or not, aren't they?
I think I would at least wait till they had the first lead of the game before I'd start that, but we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. Tip is won by the Greyhounds. So Burlington got the tip, and a three right off the bat is dropped by Shea Stinger. He's got 3 points, and the Greyhounds come out firing, Bob.
Yes, they did. That's nice, ran a nice little set. Got the open shot, knocked it down.
Boy, a lot of physicality out top. Watkins misses the 3, and rebound picked up off the floor by Xavier Baker. And we are back the other way, a chance to build on a 3-0 lead. And, boy, he had a good look, didn't finish very good. That was Cancevelis, and Watkins goes right back the other way. Fouls on the floor.
It's one of the things that West Burlington does very well is they attack the rim. Very good finishers around the rim. That time Watkins got fouled on the drives. They take it out of bounds.
Trey Turpinning gets the foul. The senior, his first, team's first. 3 on the way. Off, no good. Long rebound picked up off the floor by Figurino, and answering it back. He said, there it is. He answers. The 3 is good for Braden Martin.
Brady's one of the top 3-point shooters in Southeast Iowa. Showed why there.
Off the foot, it's brought back up, and there's a foul. Counted in a basket. Muscling up down low. The basket falls for Demarius Maxwell, and he'll have a free throw coming and gives his team a 2-point advantage at the moment. The foul on number 14. No, it was not on number 14.
I believe it was on Figueroa, number 3.
Was it on 3?
The board's got it wrong right now.
Yeah, they didn't have it. They're asking, I think, this moment as we speak, actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
First on the team.
Yeah.
And an old-fashioned 3-point play attempt coming here. A loud crowd. Hard off back iron, no good. Ball tipped around, and it's finally brought down by Collins, and Martin will take it back the other way.
Collins is the leading rebounder for the Falcons, averaging 7.9 per game.
At Watkins down low on a great pass from Martin, and he's going to be fouled. He'll go to the free throw line. Sorry about that.
That's all right. He's 5'11", a football player, very good running back on the football team, but he has got some leaping ability, and he really does a nice job of rebounding.
Shea Stinger picks up the foul for Burlington. Watkins at the free throw line. He hits the first one.
That's another thing you're going to like about watching the Falcons play is they pass the ball very well. That last set was a perfect example of that.
Falcons make them both. It's 5-5. A 3 by Stinger off, no good. Out of bounds. Trying to grab a hold of it was Xavier Baker, but he just couldn't hold on, and it's possession to the Falcons with a chance for the first time, I think, Bob, to take a lead.
Yeah, that would be it.
Martin's going to drive the left-handed layup. That first step is so quick, and he gets to the rack. He's got 5. Baker kicks it out. Stinger for 3. It's good. He's got his second triple of the game.
He likes the confines here for shooting, apparently.
8-7. Martin tries to get it to Figueroa,
I believe is how you pronounce it. Yep, I believe it. If you're all right with me.
Hey, that's fine. You tell me anytime. I'm not. You're not going to offend me any. Figueroa gets was intended, and the intendant of the pass, but was knocked out of bounds. Down low, and foul on the floor. That's just plain battling Quincy Collins, and he's going to draw the foul on number 23, Demarius Maxwell. And Maxwell, I would have never. Is he really a freshman?
Yeah, that's what he's listed as.
Oh, what an inbounds play. Counted and a foul. Figueroa. I said it wrong the first time. I'm going to say it wrong all night probably. You're going to have to correct me all night. Foul on number 14, Trey Terpening, his second. Figueroa is going to be at the free throw line to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. (9-8), making it 10-8. Yes, he will.
Figueroa's a lone sophomore in the starting lineup. Start 3 juniors, the senior Martin.
Martin is a 1,000-point scorer for West Burlington,
the
right?
First in the history of the school.
Stinger tries another 3. It won't fall. Rebound blocked on the putback attempt by Hecox, and now it's going to go back the other way as Martin has it for West Burlington. 5:07 to go here in quarter number 1. And Martin's going to throw another one up. Wanted the foul, didn't get it, missed it, missed the putback, goes back up for it again, and that time he's going to get the foul call. It'll be his first, team's second.
A little frustration on Brady's part there after missing a couple buckets.
10-8 the score. West Burlington with the early lead. Coming out is Terpening, and coming in, number 2, Cameron Horn for the Greyhounds. Still starters on the floor for West Burlington. A couple subs have come in for the Greyhounds, though.
These 5 will go most of the way for West Burlington.
On the floor, that's a travel. They're going to call the jump ball. If you spin around on your seat, that's a travel, I think, isn't it? That's you've officiated a lot, you've coached a lot. That's those kind of calls. It's easy to see up here, but when everybody's scrambling around, that's a hard thing to see.
And usually they let them go there. If they don't gain an advantage, like advancing towards the basket.
Watkins for 3, it's good. He's got 5. Stinger's going to drive, kicks it, nice look, and then a foul's going to be called. That might be on Watkins. We'll see who they call it on. Going to the free throw line is going to be Evan Hecox.
That's the second one on Figueroa.
They called it on Figueroa.
Yeah.
I thought it might be on Watkins from behind. They give it to Figueroa instead. His second, team's 4th.
He got in foul trouble last night against Fairfield. And,
third, excuse me.
Figueroa is one that they can ill afford to spend a lot of time on the bench.
Hecox missed the first. Subs in and out again.
Norwoozy in for West Burlington. Normally the first player off the bench is Thielen. They went with Norwoozy tonight.
Missed them both, and another jump ball is going to be called. Evan Hecox missed both of them.
I don't think we mentioned this is West Burlington's 3rd game in 4 days.
And they were busy last week too, weren't they?
Yeah.
That shot by Stinger off, no good. No, that was not Stinger, excuse me. That was Kent Savelis. Watkins throws it up and gets it to fall. He has 7. Answering back, Stinger cannot, and a foul is going to be called.
There's just what I was telling you about. That's Quincy Collins. All 5'11", I just went up and snatched that rebound, drew a foul.
Xavier Baker picks up the foul, his first, team's 5th. And that's the...
Yeah, they got to shoot this one.
I was going to say, they got to shoot, don't they?
Yep, they do.
Unless I was missing something from the rules. I was looking through, and I was pretty sure that was the case.
No,
so the Falcons in the bonus the rest of the way.
That's a National Federation rule. So
yep.
They're doing that all over. Great rule change, in my opinion. I just think.
We'll talk about it more, especially maybe in the 4th quarter if this game is close. But in Illinois, at least, with that rule change, is the first one is good for Watkins. It has cost some teams some games down the stretch, I feel like, because you lose those 5 fouls in the first quarter, or in the 3rd quarter, or the 1st quarter, Second one's off, no good. And I think they've gotten caught where they didn't have the fouls, or they hadn't committed the fouls, and they don't have time to foul at the end of the game.
Yeah, that changes the strategy a lot. There's no question.
Seems like it's getting better as the season goes along, though. 16-8 is the score. There's a three by Cantsavelis. Cuts the lead to 16-11. Martin with it, top of the key, goes right side on the dribble now. Collins was open, didn't get it to him. Now Martin, pull-up jumper, free throw line, off back iron, no good. Going to be tracked down far side by Hecox, and it'll go back the other way. Stinger. Castavelis kicks it down in the corner, and that's going to be a travel.
Unforced turnover.
That was a pass to Horn, and he took a step, caught it, took a step, and then shuffled his feet to shoot, set the shoot. And
I think he looked like he just got in a little bit of hurry to get the shot off. And
that's something I think sometimes certain officials will let that kind of half step or whatever go, and some won't, it seems like to me. But it's something I think is this Euro step, as Martin said, the Euro step becomes a part of it, and it just, they're doing it on everything now, I feel like. I don't know, I could be wrong, but another rebound. Collins puts it up, tons of contact, gets his own rebound again. It's kicked out and finally picked up by Cantsavelis. And he's going to go down the court, a great pass, and Baker just short-armed it. He almost alligator-armed it and went out of bounds. Possession back to West Burlington.
Cantsavelis, I believe is its pronunciation. He put a little mustard on that. It was just a little too hot to handle, it looked like.
Yep. Watkins again to the rack and gets the bucket to fall.
It's been a real, as I said before, a big part of the Falcon offense is attacking the rim.
There's a three by Horn. It's off, no good. Baker with the rebound. Back to Horn. He gets the pump fake. He got Davis up in the air, and Horn is going to get his first two.
You won't see the Falcons posting anybody up, at least on a frequent basis. They shoot threes and attack the rim, pull up jumpers.
Ball tipped away, and they're fighting over there behind the play. That's something that could get interesting the rest of the way. And another traveling is going to be called. That was Baker for the Greyhounds, and how'd you say that? Naruzi?
Yeah, Naruzi
was over there fighting with Baker behind the play, and surprised there wasn't something called on that.
I didn't see that. I was looking down court.
They bear hugged each other and rolled around on the floor a little bit.
Was it just a friendly greeting then, the bear hug?
Well, you know, maybe it was. Maybe I just missed it. Oh, Quincy Collins! A reverse backwards. And the coaching staff for Burlington less than impressed. The foul is going to be called, I believe, on Maxwell. It will. It'll be his second. Basket is good for Collins. He'll have an old-fashioned three-point play attempt. Missed it hard off the back iron, no good. Three on the way. Cantsavelis, did I say it right that time?
Yeah, you did.
Collins going to drive. There's a man there letting him play.
Yeah, that was
Maxwell's going to get his third, I think. May have been a late whistle. We'll wait and see, but I think the swing got it. Nope, they're going to give it to Stringer, his second, though. And more free throws coming for Quincy Collins here. First one rattles around and gets the hometown roll on that one. Drops it in. He has 3 points here, and it's still in quarter number one. Nothing but net on that one.
Well, the Falcons got a little cushion, but a lot of basketball to play.
There's a bunch. Stringer way outside off the right side. That's going to be out of bounds. It most definitely went off Kobe Davis, but Davis got a little help maybe to get out of bounds there, but
like you've said, it's they're letting them play a little bit.
The drive, laying it up. Kent Savelis of the Michael variety gets the bucket and the foul. Foul is going to be called on Nowitz. Now Ruzzi, I'll get it right in a minute. Now Ruzzi, his first, team's fourth. Bucket was good for Michael Kent-Savelis.
This is the younger of the two Kent-Savelis brothers.
Kent-Savelis. No shot. I think. Now Ruzzi's going to pick up the foul.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Free throw was no good for Kent-Savelis.
Falcons have been fortunate here with Figueroa on the bench, and they've built the lead.
Both teams are into bonus now.
Looks like he's got Coach Van Fleet's got Brock Thielen ready to come in. 5'11" junior.
Maxwell at the free throw line for the Greyhounds hits the first one. He's 1 for 2 from the charity stripe.
Quincy Collins gets a break. No, that's not who he wanted out of the game. Apparently,
he can't come back in that quick.
Well, unless there was a mistake on subbing. I'm not sure what the conversation was.
48.3 seconds left. Chance to cut this to a 5-point game. Maxwell's second free throw off, no good. Collins with a rebound.
Oh.
(22-16). The scoreboard didn't keep up. I apologize. Stringer. 3 off, no good. Jump ball on the rebound.
And the arrow points the Falcons' direction.
20.7 seconds left in the first quarter. Martin, a little full court or 3/4 court pressure here. 1-2-2 zone trap, it looks like, and they're going to fall back into man out of it.
Sure, Falcons were only looking for one shot anyway, so the extra time that came off with the press.
Martin, a long 3. It looks good. It's off left just a smidge. Maxwell got the rebound. Tulane couldn't let him get the shot off at the end of 1 quarter of play. It's the Falcons 22, the Greyhounds 16. We got a good one brewing here. We'll be back to West Burlington High School in about 30 seconds on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Better if you push the right button, Bob. It's like I just started doing this or something.
All I got to say is, Dwayne, better you than me.
Welcome back to West Burlington High School, and it is the Greyhounds of Burlington High School made the long trip. What is it, 3 miles?
It wouldn't even be that far, I don't think.
2 maybe?
Yeah, 2 at the most.
To West Burlington High School in West Burlington, Iowa, to face off in a game that I think it has got all the rivalry that we've talked about here early. It's been physical. It's been a little rough. The referees are letting them play, and the crowd's into it.
Yeah, I think you described all that perfectly.
Kent-Savelis goes down to Baker, who's back in the game. His jumper turnaround good.
To follow up on your comment, it's the things that make high school athletics fun.
You're exactly right. You know what? You've been doing this a while, and I've said it numerous times, and I said it during the girls' game. One of the most fun things about high school sports is we look down low at Tulane, and as it's blocked away, the pep band.
Yeah.
The pep band is like the best thing of high school sports. Baker got slapped and lost the ball. That's going to be a charge. Yes, it is. Braden Martin picks up his second foul.
He's challenging the call a little bit, thinking that the player moved into him. It was borderline.
Well, when he's sitting there that long, he's going to get that call 9 times out of 10. Whether you agree with it or not, I think we'd both agree that that's going to happen more times than not.
You wouldn't expect the player who got called for the foul to say, great call.
No, that seldom happens.
On a 50-50 type.
Now, you've coached a smidge through the years. Have you ever said to the official, hey, that was a good call? Stringer, another 3. That one rolled out. Collins with the rebound.
If I did, I don't remember.
Collins going to drive, spin move, and loses it. Oh, they're going to call Baker for the foul, and Collins may have gotten bailed out just a smidge there.
Actually, in follow-up to your question, Dwayne, if the call went in my favor, I probably said great call. Does that count?
Probably, yeah. Judging by the way the question was offered to you, I would say that exactly counts. Second foul on Baker. I need to word my questions a little differently, probably, don't I?
Depends on if you're trying to steer the answer or not.
Watkins counted it a foul for the second time. The foul's going to be called on Hecox, number 15. It'll be his first. Watkins has the bucket and a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play.
I'm sure any of our Burlington, West Burlington fans are listening to this, know this information, but we got some that aren't familiar with West Burlington. Mason Watkins' dad, Lorenzo, is the head coach for the SCC Blackhawks.
And a 3 by Kinsavalis. That's his second one, I do believe.
Yeah, and that's part of his game, a good big part of his game.
Oh, down quickly, blocked from behind. It was Collins. He gets it to Martin. They won't block him, but he left it up. I think he expected contact there and didn't get it. Now a turnover. And maybe the Falcons slow things down a little bit here, leading by 4, 25-21.
Greyhounds did a nice job of cutting into that lead. Big three-point bucket by Kinsavalis.
Watkins for 3, nailed it.
Mason's having a game. That's 16 already.
Baker, Brock Tulane is down there saying, I just got burned. I'm not going to give him an easy bucket. He picks up the foul to be his first.
To talk a little more about Mason Williams, I know you're very familiar with the Western Illinois Leathernecks and Coach Chad Boudreau. He is very interested in Mason Watkins from what I hear.
I actually I have some of the athletic department GAs that help me with broadcast. In fact, Will Thomas, who is the women's basketball GA and baseball GA, did a game for me tonight, as a matter of fact, and I picked up some equipment from him earlier. I said, hey, tell Coach Boudreau that I'm going to have one of his would-be recruits on the broadcast tonight. Just come watch it. And a foul is going to be called on Tulane again, I believe. It is his second.
Yeah, he's picked up 2 quick ones. Both of them, I think, on rebounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Now he fouled Baker down there on the floor to keep him from getting any free throw attempts.
That's right. That's right.
Down low, jump ball, possession to West Burlington.
When you get to be my age, Dwayne, remembering the small details is more difficult.
What's my excuse then? I must be close.
You remembered it. I'm the one that messed that up and called it wrong.
Well, I guess Collins spinning again. He's going to get 3 seconds if he don't get out of there in a hurry. There's a first 2 of the game for Kobe Davis.
Yeah, he's kind of a hidden part of the game.
Brock Tulane with a rebound on Baker's miss, and then a traveling violation called. 4:32 left in the first half.
Kobe Davis doesn't put up the points like Watkins and Martin.
Long three off, no good. Baker with the rebound and the putback.
But he is a very important part of the team. He's athletic, tough on the boards, very good defensive player.
Baker has 4 in the corner for the Greyhounds. 31-23 is the score. Davis with it. Stringer picks him up top of the key. Double pick, and he's going to drive. Oh, that. Baker's going to pick up the foul, and
kind of bailed West Burlington out.
Yeah. Davis might have got away with one right there. Little shove off.
You know, Coach Akey expressed his displeasure that I wasn't watching him.
I actually just he voiced less displeasure on that one than he did the one earlier. Watkins puts it up. Tons of contact. No foul call, but Watkins gets the bucket anyway. And what was
he traveled
5-point lead is back to a 10-point lead.
The oldest "you can't do that" cheer. One of the oldest cheers in the book.
Never gets old though, does it?
You know, I tried hard when I was the principal here to discourage that kind. I want to cheer for your team. You don't need to mock and taunt the opponent, but it's become such a part of the game that it's almost accepted behavior anymore.
Yeah, that kind of stuff has changed a lot through the years, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Tulane's going to pick up another one. He is. That's his third.
Now I see Figueroa's coming back in. I was just going to say the other night when he had 2 quick fouls, Coach Van Fleet put him back in the first half. I thought the way this was going, he might keep him out till halftime, but
Hecox missed the free throw. He has got 1 foul, and he's 0 for 3 from the free throw line. 3:21 to go in the first half. 33-23 is the score, and make it 9. He made that one. Watkins had it in the corner. Collins is going to try and drive on Hecox. Fell down. Collins has slipped and nearly fell about 3 or 4 times down there. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I wonder if there is a spot on the floor or he needs some new shoes.
Cancevelis into Hecox. He leans in. Shots up and in. Timeout on the floor is going to be charged to Burlington to be their first timeout. 2:46 to go. It is 33-26, and this has been a game, Bob, of runs, it seems like a little bit here. You know, it's a 5. West Burlington got up by a few, but now it's just 5 points one team, 5 points the other team. It's just kind of back and forth.
Yeah, it's as competitive as I expected. We talked at the outset, Dwayne, that the difference in classifications, it's not quite as great as you might think, a 4A school and a 2A school. Burlington is at the top 48 schools in Iowa make up the 4A classification, and Burlington is the 43rd largest. So they're at the very bottom part of the larger class, and West Burlington's about exactly in the middle of the 2As. So, you know, that's all, of course, based on enrollment, and but again, it's not quite as it's more like a class and a half, if you can think of it that way. And West Burlington's played a good schedule. Burlington, of course, is now in the Southeast Iowa Conference with Fort Madison and Keokuk and Washington and Mount Pleasant. And West Burlington has actually played, I think, at least 3 of those schools of that conference.
And those schools you talked about are 3A schools, right?
Yes, they are. They're all 3A schools. Washington, I think, is the other one I didn't mention.
3 on the way by Davis, off no good. Tipped to Watkins. I think he was trying to pass that, actually, to Figueroa.
Either way, it wasn't a very good decision.
No. You know, even the best players, there's a even worse decision. So I was going to say, even the best players get caught in situations sometimes, right, where you think you can do something and you realize it isn't going to work, but it's too late by the time you realize it.
It's probably a pretty good description of what we just saw. Look at that pass.
That's a great pass from Martin to Figueroa.
And that's what attacking the rim will do for you. Sometimes somebody else has to drop off to pick him up and results in an easy layup.
Quincy Collins draws the charge on Maxwell, and the coaching staff from Burlington is livid as that's 3 fouls on Maxwell now. Demarius Maxwell, the freshman, has 3 points. He's 1 of 3 from the free throw line, but he's got 3 fouls as well. Both teams into bonus the rest of the way. Shot off, no good, tipped away by Martin. Hecox comes down with it, and West Burlington retreats. 1:22 to go in the first half. Kent Velos. I'm going to butcher that all night long now. I apologize, folks. And the layup is good by Kenzavalos.
There you go.
Yeah, I had to look at it to make sure I got it right. Beckett is good.
The bucket's good, and the pronunciation is also good.
Miracles do happen, Bob, occasionally. Watkins wide open, top of the key, 3, nailed it.
That's 21 for Mason the first half. 51 seconds to go.
A timeout on the floor. Charged to the Greyhounds. Both teams.
No,
that was
Falcons.
West Burlington, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, they both got 4 left now.
I'll get it straightened up in a second. And the scoreboard is not kept up. I can't see it, so I can't. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. That's the reason why. It's 38-28.
There you go.
I was like, it's not keeping up, and then I realized that I had 35-31. See, my quick math skills, because I'm from Illinois, figured it out really quick what I did there.
It's good to know.
That's probably not accurate in that statement, but
we'll go with it for now.
Sounds like a plan anyway, right? 44 seconds. Stringer dumps it in the corner. And that airballed that 3. That was Michael Kenzavalos, right?
Yeah.
Quincy Collins has it. Davis cuts to the basket. Into the ball game for West Burlington is Seth McGinty. McGinty? Is it McGinty or McGinty?
McGinty.
McGinty.
I believe is how he pronounced it.
Shot was off, no good. That ball's tipped by Martin. Outlet Watkins. Back to Martin. The shot's up and in.
What a great pass by Mason Watkins.
Halftime. Half-court shot off, no good by Kenzavalos. And at the end of the first half of play, the West Burlington Falcons lead the Burlington Greyhounds 40-28. Now, before we take our break, hey, Graydon, zoom in on the band, would you? We've got Graydon and Dexter up here running the camera. Graydon's trying to eat nachos.
And among other things.
Among other things. He's had a pickle up here already tonight. Dexter, he's been over there. I don't think Dexter's been eating, but Graydon's done nothing but eat.
Dex came up here with 2 frozen something or others.
Oh, well.
Not 1, but 2.
Well, when you're a kid and at a basketball game, you're supposed to go to the concession stand, right?
That's part of the tradition.
Now, are you going to buy anything?
At the concession stand?
They're doing the live auction here.
Oh. I don't think they could see my bid from up here. So,
Yeah, probably right. So,
but,
well, they got
but
10
thanks
minutes.
for asking.
Well, hey, we could bid together. I bet between the two of us we could yell loud enough to get their attention.
Oh, it looks like we got an autographed basketball.
Yeah, that is coming up in a minute. So we'll take a break. We'll be back here at West Burlington High School in about 8 minutes or so after a word from our title sponsor, McDonough District Hospital.
As you know, once again, is our title sponsor here on TSSR Game Time Live, and we're here with Lindsay Douglas, the Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment. I about left out provider out of that. So physician and provider recruitment here at MDH. It's a huge mouthful for me, so explain to us what that is.
Sure. So I am in charge of bringing in candidates for both physician and provider positions here at MDH. So provider meaning anything like nurse practitioner, advanced practice nurse practitioner, physician assistant, things like that. So I source those candidates, bring them in, and try to find the best providers and physicians to provide care at our facility.
So you found a home at MDH. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? How long have you been here? Stuff like that.
So I am from Macomb originally. I graduated from Macomb High in 2009, graduated from WIU in 2014, studied communication there, and started my career in politics and worked for a couple different state representatives and state senators. Then found myself in the educational realm for a little while at the Regional Office of Education, and eventually found myself here at MDH. I started here in February of this past year. I started out as patient advocate, and this role opened up, and I'm now in the role of Director of Physician and Provider Recruitment.
Obviously, McDonough District Hospital, very important to Macomb.
Sure.
And it's the communities not only of Macomb, but Bushnell, Colchester, Blandonsville, Industry. You're from here. So what was it that drew you back here and got you to stay here at MDH?
So MDH is like home to me. I am a fourth generation MDH employee. So my great grandma Nancy Weaver was one of the first nurses that they hired when the hospital opened in 1958. My grandma started working here maybe 10 to 15 years after that. She started as a CNA on acute care, and then she worked in peds, and eventually she worked as the unit secretary for home health and hospice, and she retired from that position after being at MDH for a total of 50 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. My mom is here as an administrative secretary. She's Brian's administrative assistant. And so I'm now here as a fourth generation employee of the hospital. So it was kind of a thing where I always thought I might end up at MDH just because of that family legacy of working in healthcare.
So before we came on camera, I heard a story. You guys were at a speaker recently, and you got to be there with your mom.
Yeah.
Does that make it really special to be a part of MDH, to still have your mom working here?
It's so cool. My mom is down the hall from me. So if I need something in the middle of the day, I can run down the hall and grab her. But it's also just cool to think about like the legacy that leaves in the community, especially being fourth generation and female. I think that's just a really special thing for my family and for this community here.
So as we look at those kind of, you have a personal connection here. How do you use those personal connections when you're out trying to recruit a physician or a provider?
Sure. So I use the story a lot of my office, actually. So I'm in room 318, which was a room for patients at one time, and now they've converted it into an office space. And one of my favorite stories to tell physicians is that my great grandma was sick in the hospital and was in that room, and that's where my grandma was recruited to join MDH. So my grandma had no plans of working in healthcare, but she was taking care of her mom as a sick patient, and the nurse at the time came to her and was like, "You are such a great caretaker. Why are you not a nurse? Why are you not doing this as your full-time occupation?" And so my grandma decided that healthcare would be her lifetime and like 50 years. And so she started working for MDH and was recruited right out of my office. So I just find that to be a really special connection when I'm looking to bring people to this community. Like the recruitment started in this office 50 years ago. And here I am starting a whole new legacy of recruiting people. And I just am so passionate about this community, and I just love living here. I moved back here from Quincy, chose to raise our family here just because we really love Macomb, and we really love being in McDonough County.
So obviously the personal touch, you got the great personal story. You love Macomb. What does MDH offer to the providers and the physicians? What's the sales point for you on the professional level?
So because we're a small rural healthcare organization, your voice is heard here much louder than when you're in a large organization. So when you're in one of those larger hospital systems, you might be one of 15 to 20 providers in a specialty. At MDH, you might be one of 2, you might be one of 1. And so your voice in that medical staff office is going to be the loudest one in the room about your specialty. And that's a really unique situation for a physician to be, the main voice for speaking for pediatrics or for speaking for orthopedics or whatever that specialty is. You're it. You're the guy. You're the one providing the care for the whole community. And you don't get that if you go to a large healthcare organization.
So those bonuses are probably obstacles in some cases as well.
Sure.
So how do you overcome those obstacles?
It really depends on the provider. If someone is really wanting to be in a place where they're just in the background, they don't want to be that main voice, I kind of have to tell them, this is unique. It's a unique community where you're going to go out into Walmart to get your groceries and run into one of your patients, and you're not going to find that everywhere. And that might be scary for you, thinking about, well, I don't want to mess somebody's care up and then run into them and have to explain it to all of Walmart. But it's just, you can also sell that as you're not going to go to Chicago and work somewhere where you're going to run into your patients every day.
Well, Lindsay, I appreciate you coming and talking to us today. Hopefully some people can understand more about MDH and how it's such a family-oriented business and so important to McDonough County and the surrounding area. Keep doing a good job, and maybe your little girl that wanted that 100 chicken nuggets can be the next generation to join MDH.
Exactly.
Well, we'll be back after halftime here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to West Burlington High School, the pep band. Best part of high school basketball, well, minus the basketball, of course, is the pep band and the popcorn at the concession stand. I'm Dwayne Hulett, Bob Bowen alongside, and Bob, it's 40-28, 12-point lead for the home team, the West Burlington Falcons, over the Burlington Greyhounds. A very exciting up-tempo first half.
Pretty much what I expected, Dwayne. That's West Burlington's game, and I would say, having not seen the Greyhounds play yet this year, just what I've seen their first half tonight, I think that's the kind of game they like too. So it only makes sense that we'd see both teams moving the ball around, shooting threes. It's kind of been the Mason Watkins show.
21 points, 4-4 from the free throw line. He's got 3 3-pointers, doing it all.
Doing the same things that I talked about at the outset of this broadcast. West Burlington's game: shoot threes, attack the rim. And if you broke down his 21, I think all of them came as a result of one of those two. And of course, Brady Martin does the same thing. Quincy Collins did a nice job on the boards for him again.
7 points for Martin, 5 for Figueroa. It's like a Ferrero. Figueroa.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll get it right in a minute. 4 points for Quincy Collins. He was 3 from the free throw line.
Probably the thing that Coach Van Fleet's got to be happiest about is they built this lead with one of the key starters, Figueroa, on the bench for much of the half.
Pass looking for Baker was off, no good as we're underway here.
Nice move in the lane by Castellanos.
Cancavalos?
Cancavalos. You got me saying it now.
I'm sorry. That's all me. As the third quarter is underway, it's a 10-point game. Cancavalos got the bucket, and it's a 10-point game. Watkins with it. Mid-range jumper left a little short, tipped around. Baker comes up with it, and he knew he was close to the half-court stripe, but he didn't know which way to lean. Down low, Baker. Up and how did that not go in?
Little hard off the glass.
And it did the toilet bowl ringer in and out.
Yeah.
Davis spins, fade away, good. Kobe Davis gets his 4th point.
Showing his athletic ability, which he has plenty of.
Stringer is the guy. Baker's going to go right to the rack. That was a travel. Tipped away. Davis saves it right to Collins. And he had to know where Collins was because that went right to Collins' chest. 6:30 left in the third quarter. Guerrero gives it off to Davis. Davis puts the finger roll up off, no good. Rebound to Maxwell. And if Maxwell is a freshman, that kid is going to be a force for several more years for Burlington.
Yeah, he's a really nice-looking freshman, no question.
How would you like to have him as an 8th grader? Baker's going to get called for the travel, and he did shuffle his pivot feet there as he tried to take off.
Both Baker and Maxwell are nice, well-built athletes.
Yeah, Baker a senior, Maxwell a freshman.
Listed at 6'3".
He's every bit of it.
Looks more like a left tackle.
He does.
Well-built kid.
Maxwell out to Davis for 3. It's off, no good. Rebound. Cancevelos gets the rebound, and he's going to go right to the rack. Nobody really stopped the ball, and he lofted it up. That's
really,
not the prettiest of shots, but it went in.
That was really nice.
As a coach, you like those up and under and throw it up. And
only if you can make them.
Stringer is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his 3rd. First of the second half. Stringer came out nailing threes. Looked like he was going to be a huge part of this game, but he has kind of faded away when the fouls started coming here down the stretch of the first half. See if he can get ignited for the Greyhounds again here in quarter number 3. Figueroa. And now Baker's going to pick up another foul. And he did. He slapped in at it, and Baker's got his 4th.
That's a problem for the Greyhounds. Fouls in general, they got.
And Peacock's going to come back in for him. We've talked about your years coaching through. If you're coaching an inbound play to Martin, what a pass. Watkins to Martin, and Martin's got 9. What I was going to say is I kind of feel like, and I could be off base here, but I kind of feel like that Burlington has not tried to take advantage of their size as Stringer puts up a 3. It's off, no good. I feel like a jump ball is going to be called. Watkins and Maxwell going at it, and it's going to be West Burlington basketball. But I feel like that Burlington could have made more of a concerted effort to try to take advantage of that size in the post, and they haven't really tried to do that, I don't feel like.
Well, again, Dwayne, I've watched the Falcons play most of their games this year, and you could say that almost every game they play. And part of it is they play bigger than what the numbers on the program tell you.
Ball's kicked out of bounds. It'll go back to West Burlington. And tempo affects that too, right?
It does. It you know, they're playing fast, and I think it's
like contagious for the other team, even when they don't want it to be.
It forces them to play fast. You know, they press a little bit, force them to hurry to get the ball up.
Collins, a mid-range jumper from about 17 feet. And if they add that to a repertoire, it's going to be really tough to beat this team. Stringer. Peacocks. Three on the way is good by Turpinning, and it is a timeout on the floor.
If you want to take a second during this timeout to kind of follow up on your point.
Go right ahead.
They played Saturday night in that Southeast Iowa Conference shootout game against Winfield Mount Union.
Yeah.
Winfield Mount Union has a 6'7" recruit that's going to play tight end at Army. They have a 6'3" forward, Cam Buffington, who's is a full scholarship recruit at the University of Iowa as a linebacker. They had another 6'4", 6'5" kid. I mean, they had 3 or 4 kids, every one of them taller than any player West Burlington put out there. And yet, West Burlington dominated the game inside just because of their leaping ability, their quickness, their quick jumpers. And it really negates the advantage that some of the opponents had. Now, if they run into a team with a 6'6" kid who can jump as quick as they can.
Counted, and a foul for Watkins, and Maxwell has 4. And that's just a flat frustration swing, and a foul on Maxwell's his 4th. And the first 2 of the half for Mason Watkins, and he's got an old-fashioned 3-point play attempt again, and he missed that one. Jump ball, possession will go to Burlington this time. Sorry for cutting you off there.
That's all right. That was worth cutting off for. That play by Mason. No, what I was going to say is if they run into a team with a 6'5", 6'6" post player who's athletic, that's going to be a problem for them because they can't match up with that size. But
Stringer looking in for Hecox and left it wide. Collins with it down low, and oof. Double dribble call.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll just go with that. We'll go with that.
I wasn't watching as closely as the striped shirts were. I think it was deflected, and then he attempted to recover, and maybe they didn't see the defender tap the ball.
There's been so much contact. Oh, Davis, what a tip away. Behind the back to the rack. Layup is good. Kobe Davis, what a move for the junior. And, yep, they're going to call Collins for a foul there as he kind of went up. Cancevelos was driving. He passed it off, but Collins is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his first. Team's first of the half.
Yeah, what Kobe Davis just did on that steal, behind the back, reverse layup. I mean, it's
Hecox has it stripped away.
Almost speechless.
Collins down, and that's going to be a charge. Yeah. If he hadn't have stuck the arm out, he might have gotten away with it. But
well, he was a wide receiver going over the middle.
Yeah.
And he watched the ball in and didn't see the defender sneak in behind him. And the way the game's been played tonight, that football analogy isn't all wrong.
It is not. It is not at all. There's been some football passes, some baseball passes. There's been some O-line play. Cancevelos gets it back. He'll try a long 3. That's probably Baker is blocked. And Collins is going to pick up his 3rd.
Some are going to say that looked pretty clean.
Well, I'm going to ask your opinion on this one as well. It's the arm swing.
Well, now I watched the official report the foul, and he tapped on his hip.
Said he got him with the body?
Yes, that's what he's – and as fans, I'm going to defend the officials on that. If you're officiating the game right, one official watches for contact up above, and one watches for it down below. What do fans watch for?
Their team.
Well, everything up above.
Yeah.
They watch, and it was clean up above.
Yeah, my experience as he hits them both, does Baker. My experience seems to be that if you take that big arm swing,
you're risking a foul.
You're going to get a foul 75% of the time if you make contact with anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just and most coaches will tell the kids, don't, Maxwell got that big foul down there, and that was because he was frustrated and took that huge swing at it. That will get you in trouble 9 times out of 10. Watkins, another bucket. He's got 4 1/4.
Well, according to the scoreboard, they've only got him up there 23 and had 21 at halftime.
Well, he made that and 1 earlier.
Yeah, so it should be 25 then.
There's
right?
a bucket, and I missed who made that bucket.
But he missed the and 1. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I missed it, but
15.
Hecox made it.
Hecox, yeah.
I think Stringer might have just picked up his 4th. He did. Stringer has 4. 3 players with 4 fouls. Yeah. And Michael Cancevelos coming in. 1:27 left in the 3rd quarter. Watkins on the dribble. Man, how do you give up his right hand like that? Holy smokes. Bucket is good. 6 1/4. I mean, I know that he's quick probably both ways. There's a shot up and in by
Cantavelos.
Christos Cantavelos.
The big brother.
That's right. 55 seconds left. Figueroa gives it to Collins. Man, there's a pretty good push. Davis with it, 47. Pull-up jumper free throw line, good. He's got 6 1/4.
And he's quietly put up 9 for the game.
15-point lead, 56-41. Another turnover. The pressure defensively now is having its effect, I think, on Burlington from West Burlington. If that makes any sense at all. Shot clock's off, 18 seconds remain. Collins hesitates, puts a shot up, off, no good. Martin was there for the rebound. Him and Collins came together, though. That shot might have been partially blocked. Cancevelos of the Michael variety. 1 second. Collins going to loft it up and off wide right. The end of the 3rd quarter of play. West Burlington leads 56-41. And Burlington's 3 of their starters face 4 fouls. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back to West Burlington High School. You see the West Burlington Falcons on the screen right now, and Coach Van Fleet down there giving the what for to him. Not sure what you could be upset about right now if you're Coach Van Fleet, but you don't want to take the gas, let off the gas pedal, do you?
I'm sure that's what that's all about. We got here by doing what we're doing. We got to keep doing.
It is loud in here.
Yeah.
Great high school sports atmosphere here at West Burlington High School tonight, 56-41. And I have been remiss. Please, if you would be so kind, hop into live chat. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We'll try to give you shout-outs. The kids, if they go back and watch this, can actually see the live chat and see who you were watching. We're going to try to do some more West Burlington stuff in the future, so subscribe to the channel if you would. We'd love to have you as one of our regular subscribers. Doesn't cost you nothing. Just hop in there and give it a like. 3 on the way by Martin is good. He's got 12. 3-second violation on Maxwell away from the ball.
The rare 3-second call.
Now, officially, or technically, maybe that's a better word, you don't have to get out of the lane completely. You just have to get a foot out of the lane, correct?
Well, no, you technically have to pick. If you don't, both feet have to exit the lane by rule.
Okay.
And a lot of times they'll step out and lift the other one up, then you're okay. So,
Figueroa, the three. And the threes are starting to rain down. Stringer tries to answer, and he will.
got an interesting rotation on that outside shot. It's kind of like a curveball. It's hard to argue with results.
Yeah, as long as it goes in. Martin says this is how you do it. And shooting suddenly becoming a shooting clinic here in the fourth quarter, 65-44.
Brady said, Mason, you had your half, now it's mine.
Pensavelos off, no good. Watkins says that's okay, I'll just pad the rebounding stats a little bit.
Yeah.
Stop and pop, nope, he's gonna drive, kicks it out. Three on the way off far side was by Davis, off no good. Maxwell with the rebound for Burlington, and back the other way it goes. Three on the way by Stringer. His releases, and Watkins another rebound. His release just looks funny too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's a kind of an odd shot. He's certainly confident in it.
Watkins tried to three. Hecox with the rebound. 5:50 to go. It's amazing how much a missed shot quiets the crowd, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was one of those threes that was so close you couldn't tell whether it went through the rim or under the rim.
It tickled the nylon.
Yeah,
but
the wrong,
under the rim.
The wrong side of the nylon.
Yeah. Without going through the metal ring.
Technicalities. 5:25 to go. It's a 21-point lead. 65-44.
What's the old call? It tickled the twine.
Yeah. Davis going to drive. Oh, Martin, what a job of getting a rebound, but he couldn't hold on to it. Boy, that spin, or that fake spin, that was a Turpinning going to get it to, nope, not going to get it to fall. He gets his own rebound, though. It's going to go off of Davis, out of bounds. Subs coming in, a bunch of them for Burlington. Baker's back in. Subs in for the first time. Going to be Jalen Conrad, number 4, and number 25, Javion Watts. Checking in. Watts is a sophomore. Conrad's a senior. Kennard, excuse me. Watkins tips it away, saves it in to Martin, and nobody's there to guard him. He puts the shot up, reverse layup with rotation, and gets it to fall.
Just a little bit of French on that one. Or was that English?
I don't know. Probably right or left would be the depending make of that, right?
I never thought of it that way.
I don't know. It's kind of like, is it northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere rotation, right?
Yeah.
Toilets.
That only applies to toilets.
Is that what that is? Oh, there's a foul on Watkins, and he might have got him with body, but that's the arm swing. There's the two, as Watkins gets the foul. And it's the first of the quarter for the Falcons. That's Watkins' first foul. I believe that's Jalen Kennard at the free throw line, number 4.
I think you're right.
First one's off, no good. Boy, that poor kid has sat a long time on the bench to come in for about 30 seconds and then be expected to shoot free throws.
Yeah.
Missed them both.
My guess is if it comes down to free throws at the end, he won't be in.
Well,
based on small sample size.
Based on a small sample size tonight, it's not a good night to be needing free throws for Burlington in general. They were 2 of 8 from the free throw line in the first half as a team. Davis says, well, if you're not going to guard me, I'll try a 3. It's off, no good. 4:04 remaining in the basketball game. It's 67-44. Ooh. Kennard says, holy, man, I'm like 2 feet from you. What are you rifling that thing at me for? But he caught it. You got to give the kid credit, man. That thing was a rifle from about 2 feet away. I'm not sure how he caught it. Martin's going to drive. Man, he left it short. That was French that time. The first time was English.
Okay. All right.
It was spinning the wrong way that time.
All right.
How about that?
I'm convinced.
Stringer for 3. It's off, no good. Ball tipped around. Oh, good job tracking that down over there by Watts. A little high five action there. Shot off, no good. Kennard with the rebound. So they're letting them play. 3:13 to go. 3 on the way by Baker's in and out, no good. Stringer. Gonzavalos has it top of the key. He'll try an NBA 3.
Long 3, yeah.
Maybe college 3. I don't know if it was NBA or not, but it was definitely college.
Yeah, it wasn't Caitlin Clark logo.
No, it wasn't that. 2:51 to go in a basketball game, 67-44. Watkins kicks it out. Davis going to hesitate, drops it to Watkins, and Watkins, no, that's Figueroa with the bucket.
On the nice feed.
That shot off, no good. Baker's with the rebound. His shot's off, no good. Figueroa with the rebound finally for West Burlington. Quincy Collins backs it out, 2:20 remaining. Subs getting ready to come in. Mason Watkins hits the triple. I think they just want to get to running clock at this point.
They're a little ways to go yet.
3 more points and they're there. I have 72. I must have hit the wrong button one too many times. Kennard turnaround jumper off, no good. 71-44. Substitutions coming in. Coach Van Fleet doesn't want the timeout. He just wants the sub. Somebody's got to stay in. Figueroa is going to be the one that does. So on the floor now, going to be number 2, Connor Bush. Number 4, Bo Begner. Number 14, Brock Tulane. And I can't see the other number down in the corner here. Oh, it's number 10.
It's
Naruzzi.
Yeah.
Figueroa stayed out there. Naruzzi, Tulane, left it short. Kennard with the rebound. The team rebound, right, because it hit the ground. Rebounds only count as rebounds if you catch them clean in the air, right?
I'm not enough a stat man to know that. If it is, you've taught me something tonight.
That's how I was always told.
Okay.
But I know. Wow.
I guess I always thought if you secured the ball, a missed shot, it was a rebound. But I'm not going to argue with you.
Now Ruzzi's going to pick up the foul, his third. A couple free throws coming for number 30, Adam Johnson. Just into the game. Misses the first one. Into the game as well. Number 23 is going to be Reed Mercer.
Getting some seniors in.
Second one off, no good as well. And that's going to go off of West Burlington out of bounds. It'll stay with Burlington.
5 seniors on the West Burlington team. They celebrated senior night last night against Fairfield. And Coach Van Fleet started all 5 seniors, which was a nice gesture. They played about the first 3 minutes. And
3 on the way off, no good for Kobe Edmonds. You know, you could tell this generation of parents who liked Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Because both of these rosters start with a 0 number.
And a Kobe.
And a Kobe. That's Begner with it. Ooh, ball handling skills, but then has it swiped away by number 20, Thomas Raskin. Edmonds shots off, no good. Kennard had the rebound. It's going to stay with Burlington with 41.1 seconds remaining.
Think of how many Caitlin's they'll be playing high school basketball about 14, 15, 16 years
right.
from now.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's another 3 on the way off, no good. Ball tipped around. Brock Tulane gets the rebound. They go back the other way.
Whoops.
Steal. Wrong foot, but right result. Edmonds gets the bucket.
They all count.
Shot clock is off. 15 seconds remain.
And we're not even going to dribble it out. We're just going to hold it out.
Well, if they don't come out to guard you, you don't have to dribble.
That's right.
71-46 is going to be the final. West Burlington gets the win over Burlington here at West Burlington High School. We'll take a short break, come back with some stats. I wonder if we could get Coach Van Fleet to come up and talk to us.
Would you like me to try to go recruit him?
You could. I got another headset. We can plug another deal in here if he wants to come up. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
There's been a lot of rewarding parts working at McDonough District Hospital. I've had patients come to me that maybe have not had care in the community, care available, so with the addition of nurse practitioners lately we've been able to add more care, and that's very rewarding to me. My hope is that when the patients leave at the end of an appointment, they leave and they definitely feel like they've been listened to and they feel like their needs have been met, their cares have been met, and that they're going to get the proper treatment that they deserve from me as a provider.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
And welcome back here to West Burlington High School. Coach Van Fleet's up here. Coach Van Fleet, hop through. Let's get Bob down and get his headset back to him. We're going to be all tangled up here, guys. It's well, first time TSSR Game Time Live's been across the river, and well, you guys put on an exhibition tonight.
Well, thanks for coming out and coming to this. It was an interesting game for sure. Obviously, it's a big rivalry game with crosstown teams, and we knew that Burlington was a fast, athletic squad, and we usually take a lot of pride in our speed and athleticism. But tonight was one of the first nights where they moved about as fast as we did. So happy with the way our guards played. Not real pleased with the way we handled our zone. I felt like we got in too much foul trouble early in the game. Picked up some fouls that we shouldn't have, but at the end of the day, Mason Watkins, Brady Martin did what they've been doing now for 3 and 4 years respectively, which is control the offense, get easy buckets, and then make big shots when they needed to. On top of that, I was really, really pleased with Kobe Davis. Kobe went to Burlington and then transferred over here a couple years ago, so this was a very big game for him to have everybody here. And I was very happy with his performance tonight, with all these kids that he went to school with a couple years ago, and thought he played well.
I did too. There's no question. Second half particularly, he really asserted himself, I thought.
Yep.
What about that steal and then behind the back and then the layup? That's as pretty as you're going to see at the high school level.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been at the college level, spent 12 years at the college level. And that was a move where I looked over at Corey O'Brien, my assistant, and just kind of gave a little, just a wow, what the heck what did we just see? Because, Huddle does highlights for us, and if that's not a Huddle highlight in about 2 hours, then something's wrong with Huddle. But
maybe ESPN.
Yeah. I mean, he just absolutely great performance tonight. He rolled his ankle on last night in the game, so we were worried if he was going to be able to go. And I bet I got 5 text messages from him last night and this morning and said, Coach, as long as my leg still is on, I'm playing in this game. There's no way you're going to keep me from playing in this game. So now it gets even better. Now we got the other crosstown team, Burlington Notre Dame, who's in our conference, coming over here on Friday night. And Coach Keys will have them ready to go. It's our last regular season game before we start the playoffs next week. And, we're just really now the goal is to see if we can cap this thing off. Can we go 19-0 in the regular season? We had 2 games we weren't able to play due to weather. And so we'll see what we got. But we're excited for the challenge, and we're going to enjoy this one tonight for sure.
Bob was talking before the game started that you guys rebound really well for a team that's not necessarily tall. And I said to him a couple times during the game that I felt like Burlington didn't try to take advantage of their bigs that they maybe had some size advantage on. And he told me that he thought that was because of what you guys do. Is that kind of what you think too?
Yeah, I mean, and their bigs got in foul trouble just like ours did. And so that kind of changed, I think, everybody's way of doing it. I agree. Kobe and Quincy and Figueroa just do an outstanding job with their athletic ability. And they're not tall, but they have good verticals. Quincy Collins is a great football player, extremely strong. So I was really pleased with how he handled the moment too. And Quincy's used to playing against guys that are 3-4 inches shorter than him. He went up against one of the best middle linebackers in the state of Iowa on Saturday in Buffington. So, he's used to speed and power, but just gritty performance all the way around tonight.
To add to that, Cody, they're not just leapers, they're quick leapers.
Yeah.
You add the two together, and as I told Dwayne and mentioned 2 or 3 times in a broadcast, they play much bigger than what the program says they are.
Yeah. My uncle used to always say about my high school team, we're not fast, but we're slow. We are not that.
That was Dallas City, is that right?
Yeah. So, but we're not big. Sorry, we're not big, but we're slow. But
something like
that. But we're not big, but we are fast, and we are athletic, and we have some guards with a great basketball IQ, and at the end of the day, whoever's got the best point guard and whoever's got the best guards at this level usually is a tough out for somebody, and so far that's what it's shown. We've taken on 17 people, and we've are 18 now and beat them all. So
I will point out that you guys may not have been big and you may not have been fast, but you guys back in the day always shot free throws at like 90%. It seemed like. Were you on one of the Dallas City teams that won the Spartan Tip-Off Classic on free throw percentage? Do you remember that?
I don't know. I remember playing
Dallas
in that
City
back
did that
in the day.
3 times.
Yep.
Back in the day.
My brother Shane graduated 89. I graduated 87, and my sister Heather was 93. But we're all about 4 years apart. But free throws are something that actually won us the conference title on Saturday night against Winfield. We were 10 of 15, and Winfield was 3 of 10, and we won by 7 points. Those 7 points was the difference in the ball game.
You were 6 of 8 in the first half tonight, and they were 2 of 8.
Yeah. So again, we were up 9 I think at the half, and that was a big difference in the ball game. So Quincy Collins does a good job. He gets fouled a lot. He goes to the line. Mason Watkins, he's one of the best free throw shooters, him and Brady, in the state of Iowa right now. They're putting up really good numbers, and it's just getting fun. It's so fun to get to this point and see these kids achieve something so special, and I'm really just happy to be along for the ride at this point.
I just want to add, if I could, just to another comment. I know you need to get in the locker room and congratulate everybody on the performance, but you deserve a lot of credit, Cody. This was a nice team last year, had a great season, almost made the state tournament, one bucket away, and then we changed coaches.
Yeah.
And sometimes that doesn't go well.
Yeah.
New philosophy, a new way of, interacting with the kids.
Yep.
And you haven't missed a beat.
Well, 12 years ago, I replaced Ryan Rump at Notre Dame, and Ryan had just taken teams to back-to-back state tournaments. And one of the things that Ryan and I talked about all summer before I really started getting in with the team is, what I liked and what I didn't like. I didn't come in and say, we're going to totally retool everything. Our motion offense is what Ryan O'Hearn ran.
Sure.
I really liked it. I took the things that Ryan did. Now, defensively, Corey O'Brien and I made a lot of changes, and there was things that
good changes.
And so I think that, there was some changes there. But offensively, we tried to stay to that system. I have a lot of conversations with the guys in the offseason about what they like about the offense, what they didn't like about the offense, and there wasn't much they didn't like once I started talking to everybody. But I appreciate the comment, and Ryan will say the same thing. We've got really good athletes here, really good ball players that are playing at a high level, and I knew when I took this job over, my job was just not to screw it up.
Well, what about the atmosphere here tonight?
Absolutely amazing. I've never seen – this is the most packed this gym's been. It was amazing. Great crowd tonight. BHS had probably more fans than we did, and it's going to be just as loud and crazy with Notre Dame coming in on Friday night. It's going to be fun.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you being up here. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with some stats right after this on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to West Burlington High School as we get Bob situated through here. I don't know where I did the –
I'm all right.
You good?
Yep.
Okay, well, the final score, you can see it on the screen, 71-46. West Burlington really blew it open there in the second half. 17 unofficially for Brady Martin, and 29. Nope, 30. I got 30 and 4 or 5 free throw shooting for Mason Watkins. Not a bad night.
The two guards, as Coach Van Fleet pointed out, they're the pistons that drive this thing, and but they've got some pretty good help around them. There's no question. They wouldn't play the game that they play and do the things that they do without those other kids on the floor rebounding and being a threat to score. They got to be guarded. They got to guard those other kids.
6 points in the third quarter for Kobe Davis. We talked about him, and he was a spark plug there in the third quarter, and he worked through. So he finished with 8 points. Figueroa finished with 10 points. He was 1 of 1 from the free throw line and had a three-pointer. 6 points, 2 of 3 from the free throw line for Collins, who didn't do a whole lot in the second half, but he was huge there in the first quarter. And that's pretty much the scoring for the odd thing that I see in the scoring column for Burlington is if you look through the second half, not a single player had more than 1 bucket.
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing, isn't it?
You know, these two teams played last year, and it's kind of the same kind of game. West Burlington broke the game open a little bit in the second half, and it just seemed like Burlington, I don't want to use the word quit because no kid ever just quits, but
right.
They lose some of their energy, and things just don't work as well. Your offense doesn't click, things like that. The game kind of falls apart for them, and you end up with a 20-point-plus basketball game. And I don't think truly that there's maybe 20, 25-point differences between the two teams. But tonight, West Burlington had it going, and that's what it turned out to be.
The atmosphere was amazing here.
It was. And it was interesting how the West Burlington crowd got louder as the game went on.
Yeah. Yes, they did.
And the Burlington crowd got a little quieter. But no, it was I certainly hope they can keep this rivalry going. You asked me how the JV game went. They played a preliminary game in the junior high gym tonight, and the Burlington kids dominated that. So, down the road, right now, West Burlington's had the upper hand, won the last 2 years in a row, this year and last year, and who knows if that'll continue. But
that always changes at some point for some amount of time.
Everything does.
Yep.
Everything does.
Well, Bob, I appreciate you coming up and talking.
Hey.
Hopefully we can do this again.
That'd be a pleasure. The whole evening was fun, and enjoyed working with you.
Well, I appreciate you being here. So, once again, final 71-46. Am I remembering that right? 71-46. West Burlington gets the win over Burlington. You've been watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. So for Bob Bowen, I'm Dwayne Hulett, and for Dexter and Graydon, who were running the camera earlier, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again very soon.